metropolis. Emerald City, Xanadu, Babylon, to the ISS, and the rest of it. Uh, I am Scooter McWeb, scootermcgee.com. Headlines, some interesting stories, maybe some observations for the end of today, 4/4/2022. I got a Coke. I got a Coke and a smoke. I'm still suggesting cognitive tests for anybody attempting to run for higher office, meaning that you must be able to tap your head and to be able to rub your tummy at the same time. It's just off camera if I'm rubbing my tummy. It looks like I'm, you know, doing my Jeffrey Tubin impersonation. So you can learn more about me on social media through scootermcgee.com. The links are over there. You can support this project. This is the number one podcast that nobody knows about, and even fewer people are watching. So if you do happen to stumble across this and don't forward it to law enforcement, maybe you could share it with your friends or your enemies, depending upon who you have more of. Um, I just got breaking news out of Rome and Vatican City. The Pope, and we're just learning this. This is not good. The Pope's health is being now reported as a bit fickle. This is ABC News right now. A bit fickle. The Pope is having trouble walking. Sources inside the Vatican have already confirmed that the Pope has been in ill health for some time, and there are several members of the papacy that are actually openly campaigning and want to be the next Pope. Um, Allegedly, one of the front runners for the position is, it's really right, huh? Cardinal Pepe Gonzalez. Um, he is not only one of the first cardinals of color in that he's Hispanic, but apparently he is also a Liza Minnelli impersonator. So he may have an angle of all of the firsts the worlds are wanting to report. Who could the next pope be? Could they be an openly gay Hispanic cardinal? I don't know. We'll have to wait for the headlines to see. How ABC News can report the Pope's health is a bit fickle. 4/4/2022. All right. I will give you a rundown of the headlines. I will give you a little bit of history of the past. We'll give a shout out to Greeley West Side Liquor. We do have to take the booze off the wall. I didn't realize how obnoxious it was, and I apologize. I know a lot of you do need booze. There's nothing wrong with that. Greeley West Side Liquor in Northern Colorado. Find them on social media. They deliver in Northern Colorado. Speaking of, it is 1 a.m. Eastern. It is 9 a.m. in Moscow. It is 3 p.m. in Tokyo, and it is 10 p.m. or just about a minute or two after in Burbank. So, to the guys in the garage working late tonight, hello. All right. The shooting in Sacramento, California, had the world outraged until we could see genocide from the satellites. But let's go back in time in the overnight. As there were calls for gun control, President Biden is outraged. The coach of the Sacramento Warriors is, uh-oh, well, we have a suspect. Not fitting the narrative. So that headline should be gone by the 20. Well, today's the 4th. I was going to say he's like 26 or 20. Just another upstanding member of the Christian business community. The mayor of Sacramento is pointing out how much money we spend on youth and gang outreach and programs for the children, and it's just not enough. No, they need to be taken out back and disciplined by their fathers, but so many of them don't have any, and we're worried about woman or man and whether it's the letter X. Fair enough. The victims, however, in the Sacramento shooting are problematic in that you have men and women who died. So you let me know how that works out. Um, I was going to give you breaking news that I'm ovulating, but I'm going to report that next month so I can time out my impregnation with Memorial Day so that my mini me can be born on February 23rd as well. So it's all in the numbers. Immediate calls from President Joe Biden to enact more gun control, go after the ghost guns, and to close the loopholes. Also calls from the White House and again from the Sacramento Warriors head coach. Unrelated in Texas, of course, we had the mass shooting. One dead, 12 injured, shots fired in the air, and everybody trampled everybody. How is that a mass shooting? Oh, we just need it for the hype of the headlines to divert. Got it. Bird flu has now been reported in 20 states. 17 million birds are dead. Oh, I hope you can have chicken wings on the barbecue for 4th of July, but we'll wait for Joe to tell us if it's going to be okay or not. Egg prices in the United States have soared 50% in a week. By the way, I've been covering this war and the headlines they keep burying so they can manage the crisis as they need it. Bird flu has been going on for over a month, but now it's in 20 states. Now it's a crisis we can manage because your food costs are going to go up. President Obama is now in the District of Criminals, Washington, D.C., allegedly for the first time since leaving the White House. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. Tomorrow, there'll be an event regarding the Affordable Care Act. Oh, good, another first, another event. Um, Ketanji Brown Jackson gets approval from the Senate. The 22-member panel has voted to advance her nomination to a full vote of the Senate. Nancy Pelosi, when asked about Clarence Thomas and if he should resign or recuse himself, the racist twat said that she didn't think he should have ever been confirmed. Did you just call Nancy Pelosi a racist twat? Twat's a twat, and that's that. You will excuse my language. Um, Russia again, confirmation allegedly of the. It depends upon was it an oil field or an oil plant in Odessa that was by Russia. The leader of Hungary has won in the latest elections. The current leader won re-election. Now they're claiming that he is a pro-Putin guy, and all the election is rigged anyway. Thank God in the United States our elections aren't. Um, the claims now of the satellites and the mass graves and the evidence of soldiers from Russia being caught with ill-gotten booty, raping, robbing, and pillaging. Oh, the carnage, the horror. We tell our viewers tonight, these may be graphic images. You may just not want to watch. What are they going to show? Look, 121 channels of American Gladiator. Bill Hicks was right. Um, President Zelensky, of course, making his appearance on the Grammys. Ah, yes, the Grammys. Another night of historic firsts. Yeah, it was a historic first when Elon Musk pulled out of California. And this is a concert, not an awards ceremony. You stupid idiots. Hollywood got their asses out of Hollywood to be able to produce a show. Can't have an ass in the unions and the problems and then. It was easier to go deal with our friends in the Nevada and the gaming industry. Another historic first in the Grammys. U.S. car prices continue to soar, and now claims of what will be expected as car supply shortages due to the war in Ukraine. The White House can only seem to blame Putin and blame the war for everything. Earlier today, 4/4/2022, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, even from members of her own party press, were questioning her narrative regarding the record prices, when they started, and who's to blame. She was also asked about her ethics when it came to taking the job at MSNBC direct from the podium in which she's at, if there's a conflict of interest. I'd like to report, by the way, when she allegedly tested positive for COVID and had to stay back while they went on the, emergency summit to NATO that they were talking about for a week before they went. You don't suppose the contract was signed during that, do you? Apple computers. They are so aware of the supply chain issues and they're aware of the chip shortages. Apple has announced that they are going to discontinue three of their MacBook models. So hurry up and get in line. Hope you can get one. And I hope you can get it for the price that you clicked on. Because oftentimes now, between the time you click the website and move it to the shopping cart, it's already gone up. More headlines. World leaders, of course, are condemning what are allegedly being now considered war crimes and atrocities committed by the Russian army in Ukraine. Sarah Palin is going to run for Congress. She's been endorsed by the bad orange man. Um, the world's largest cast iron skillet has finally found its home in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. Outstanding. How big is it? You know what? Once we have it surgically removed from your ass, you can then measure it. How's that? And we're going to put it in sideways. That's why you'll need to have it surgically removed. How big is the largest cousin? Why? You want to build another one so you can beat the record and be the first? Pepe is really a Liza Minnelli impersonator. That is, well, who knows what they hide under all those, costumes in the Vatican. Um, But yes, ABC News is having to report that the Pope is feeling a bit fickle. This all really sounds like mom is out on the roof. This really sounds like mom is out. We have a new variant. Thank God. Oh, thank God. Right before Easter, we're going to have mass gatherings and people can't be at church. Thank God for Easter. If they can't afford their Easter eggs and they go to pray that somebody will, for the love of God, restore peace in the galaxy and bring the reins in on these corrupt, evil people. No, no, there's a new variant. See, you didn't believe the BA2 variant, and we did a focus group. We ran that around the room. And the A2 variant sounds a lot better. So we're going to run with that. There has been a 40% rise in cases of the A2 variant. A 40% rise in cases. Anybody sick, anybody dead, anybody showing in. There has been a 40% rise in cases in several states, and you need to be very, very worried. Okay, got it. Got it. Good. Good, 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 good. Just want to make sure we're clear. Let me be clear. You're a lion sack of scum. Tiger Woods is back on the links as there are hopes that he may appear in Augusta. He may or may not. He's letting the world know it'll be a game day decision. Projects now from Sony and Netflix are on hold regarding Will Smith. It is possible his agency and his talent agents and publicists and etc. Well, he's going to have to hire all these crisis management experts, and we're not going to have time for these people. So that we're going to be moving forward with Will, and you'll be leaving now. Boy, they just keep again. What is the name of the dead horse we're dragging? Will Smith. Getting jiggy with it. I said a Coke and a smoke, and I never lit the damn thing. See, Will Smith can say getting jiggy with it. I can't. Mm-mm. That's racist. Just like Nancy Pelosi saying, Clarence Thomas never should have been confirmed. I meant that because he's a man, not because he's a person of color. By the way, Clarence Thomas wasn't born as a person of color. On Clarence Thomas's birth certificate, you know what it says? Negro. How offensive. It's a document. Well, what does Obama say? African American. That's right. When was that term? I'm sorry. How old do you have to be I'm sorry. Don't tell AOC. Starbucks, after their announcement approximately 2.5 weeks ago that they're going green and that soon the paper cups will be gone and that you'll be able to bring in your own cup. I joked that you'll be able to bring it in and you'll be able to wash it. You'll be able to make your own coffee, charge your own tax, and leave. Well, Starbucks is going to have to pull back, first of all, on their stock buyback program. The market trend right now, based on supply chain issues, the cost of manufacturing, the cost of labor, the cost of the raw products to create the finished product for Starbucks. Oh, throttle back. Meanwhile, NBC, ABC, and CBS are doing deep dives in your local grocery aisles to show you shrinkflation. Actually, it's called stealth packaging. It's deliberate and it's manipulative and it's to rip you off. No, see the companies, they want your business and they understand you're not willing to pay. So they're making everything identical and just making it smaller. It's good for you. This is good. Record gas prices in the world, including now Mexico. Now, this one's good. Mexico, by the way, provides government subsidies to the people of Mexico to help so that they can afford to low prices at the pump. Oh, brilliant, Mexico. They are suspending those subsidies. So the record gas prices in Mexico you thought were bad now, well, wait, just relax. President Biden has a whole series of commitments and promises here. We will get to those. Just hold the border right there in Mexico and the gas prices, because now it's the whole border. Not just the Ukrainians in California waiting to get in. Not the problem with the sex trafficking going on in Arizona and New Mexico. Everybody calm down. Shortages now of flour and dairy across the United States are forcing pizza chains to rise their prices due to the economy and supply chain issues. Reporters on the left and the right are tripling and quadrupling down regarding Hunter Biden's laptop and that President Biden is not culpable in any manner, way, shape, or form. And anybody discussing it is a QAnon super freak on a dance floor. They go right to the name calling. I wonder why that is. President Biden now is pointing out that Fox News is the most destructive force in the country. I find that funny as they're still circling the wagons around the original New York Post Biden laptop story. Turned out to be true. Turned out it was the October surprise. Turned out who was complicit in it. The media was caught complicit in it. And so, actually, the network that's actually critical of the president and the policies and the stories, President Biden today, 4/4/2022, called Fox News the most destructive force in the country. Surprised he didn't call it the galaxy. In the last 21 hours, President Biden's been making a lot of phone calls. He's been in front of a microphone quite a bit, and he's saying a lot of stupid. President Biden has called for war crimes trial for Vladimir Putin. President Biden has called for Vladimir Putin to be arrested. President Biden called for more gun control legislation. President Biden, again, as I just told you, was attacking Fox News. Um, President Biden is blaming Vladimir Putin not only for the atrocities and the threat to democracy, but war crimes and genocide. Well, technically, Biden hasn't used the word genocide yet. Let's wait and see what happens tomorrow. He may go out for an ice cream cone, you know, because Obama's going to be there. He may need the office. Maybe that's why they built all the sets so Joe can play in there, and Obama's just going to come in once a year. And there's certain things, Mr. President, we can't use the auto sig for. Tell Joe to get a good double scoop of chocolate chip. President Zelensky will be addressing the United Nations Security Council regarding and how the media is pronouncing it, whether you say Bucha or Bucha. The media pronounces, most of the media is pronouncing it Bucha, but they also call it Kiev, and it's Kiev. And well, maybe President Biden was right in front of the press pool by calling it Bucha. Um, the Parkland shooter Well, good. Just in time for more calls for gun control. And with spring break, we'll see more shootings. That's outstanding. Good, good, good. Well, the Parkland shooter jury selection begins this week. So the media will have a reason to hype more of that anniversary and recovery and victims who can't heal and the victims who can't speak, all the while stripping you of your ability to defend yourself so that you can be a permanent victim needing the government. President Biden earlier today, again, calling for immigration reform. Oh, back to the story we were talking about. Yes, not level 42. No, Title 42 regarding the immigration status and under the threat of a pandemic and a medical emergency. And no, 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 we're going to lift that. Oh, good. Well, there's your 10 million new voters for the midterm, and we're going to be scattering them all across the United States. Why are we taking all these people from other countries around the world so you put them close so you can get them back? No, let's remove them and absolutely immerse them somewhere so they need us. We're just providing humanitarian aid. We're going to need interpreters, and they're going to need health care, and they're going to need family sponsors and church groups and all to get the vote. We've again all these yelling and screaming for more gun control. I find it funny with the situation going on at the Mexican border and the fentanyl. More have died from fentanyl overdoses in the last 365 days than have died from bullets. Where's the media outrage? The White House, of course, is expecting to announce more sanctions regarding the carnage and the absolute brutality of the Russian army as they continue to plunder and rape the people of Ukraine. Thank you, Lester Holt. Um, the sanctions that they announced that were never designed for as a deterrent, that they led up to would be a deterrent so that we don't have to have a fly zone. Now they admitted they don't work. Then why are you going to impose more? Because they cripple the rest of the world. I'd like to thank all of the participatory members of Congress and the Senate who've all been a part and supported NAFTA, stripping our ability to even produce what we need. No, it's for jobs. It's going to be good for jobs. It's going to be good for you. The Russian troops have left behind the mines in Kiev, leaving just more the possibility of horror and tragedy. All right, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough of the lying sacks of crap. So those are your headlines for the last 24 hours. We're going to do this again tomorrow night. I've been doing it every night. Shouts out and thanks to Greeley Westside Liquor. I've approached two other sponsors. I told them what I want to do. I'm waiting to hear back from them. If you want to support me, find me on my Patreon page, Scooter McGee. Find me on Twitter, the Scooter McGee. Find me on Facebook, Scooter McGee. And you can do all that through scootermcgee.com. Please subscribe, please like, please share. That way, and then you can block me. So all your enemies will have to deal with me every day and you won't have to. Headlines in the past. It is an interesting day of headlines in that 4/4/2022, back in time, in a historic of firsts and firsts and firsts and firsts. Yeah, well, the first president of the United States dies while in office in 1841. That's William Henry Harrison. He's replaced by Vice President John Tyler. 1850, Los Angeles, California, the city of angels, now incorporates to become a city. And it had a population at the time of 1,600, a metropolis. It is 1862, excuse me. Union soldiers now attempting to recapture Richmond, Virginia in the Peninsular Campaign. Uh, they didn't fare too well. We'll check back in on them, see how they're doing. It is 1913. Muddy Waters may or may not have been born today. Again, it's when they all say, let me be clear. It's kind of tough. It's kind of murky in the records. Muddy Waters may, in fact, have been born on 4/4 in 1913, and he may not have. 1948, of course, NATO is formed. See, the problems that came out of World War I and the League of Nations, and the problems of World War II and the creation of the United Nations, we are going to sit down at a table to make sure this never happens again. So who do we blame for this Bugada? In order: Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, the United Kingdom, and the United States. It is 1958. The peace symbol appears for the first time in a nuclear disarmament protest in Great Britain. It is 1960. Ben-Hur, of course, won 11 Oscars, including Charlton Heston getting Best Actor. 1968, of course, Martin Luther King is now assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. 1969, the first artificial heart transplant was deemed successful. Now, hold on, because I know Barney Clark and the Jarvik 7 and all this. Slow your roll. It was considered successful because they kept him alive for a couple days, and then they got him a heart transplant, and that worked. But he died anyway. But deemed the first successful heart transplant, and his name was Denton Conroy. Sorry, Cool. I can't read my own writing. Cooley, Denton Cooley. Uh, in 1975, Microsoft was founded. Yeah, good, good, good. Was Bill Gates worried about viruses and mosquitoes delivering vaccines back then? I'm just kind of curious. So, Gotham, that's going to do it. Again, thank you for participating in the number one internet show that nobody A knows about and B even watches. Even fewer people watch. So if you are a part of this project, thanks for coming. We're here every night, 1 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Moscow, 3 p.m. Tokyo. And to the guys working at the shop back in Burbank, have a good night. See you when you come to Colorado, and I'll keep my mouth shut until you get here. Love you guys. Be well, be safe. See you soon.